Hello everyone, it's Dawn. I hope everyone is doing great. I just wanted to record a brief audio today to share an invitation extended from within, from beyond, from all time, space, and from beyond time and space, from what is eternal. It's an invitation to all peoples of the earth and all those whose hearts and souls know more than just this earthly realm. And the invitation itself is an open invitation to return to your soul's truth and radiance, your star power, as I like to call that, and to know what you know, what you have always known, and to live fully from that. It's a choice that must be made internally, individually, and there is also another layer of collective awareness that is possible at this time. I'm recording this in early July, second day, I believe, of July, and I've been gone for some time, other than I think a brief couple of videos in around Easter that I recorded. There's been a lot happening since my recordings of December 2020, some of which I am just not able to speak about at this point, but I did want to record this. I think that in my own understanding or awareness anyway of what's unfolding, there's a window of opportunity, I would call it, again, both collectively and individually, for us to reconnect. I think for some of us that there are many challenges to doing that that are occurring right now in a myriad of ways. And this invitation, actually the images that I'm showing on the screen are from something that came through, I believe it was February or March, possibly late. Actually, it may have been around the spring equinox. And I actually did record a much longer video. It's a couple hours. Was unable to upload that. But and then there were a series of other, I guess I would refer to them as transmissions more so than they were unusual in the way that I typically come into my own awareness of information, and that those occurred also in late March, early April. But again, I was not able to share them at that time. So, I'll come back. I anticipate coming back to do a video later this summer, hopefully just in a couple of weeks, but we will see how that unfolds in terms of the timing there. But what I do want to say is that energetically, I think and I believe probably many others who may run across this video have been called to hold an expansive space for, some of what is unfolding now, and that will continue to unfold. I'm seeing it. I haven't really been trying to tune into other people just because I've been a little bit challenged in terms of my being able to hold the energy in the way that I am accustomed to doing that. So I've been trying to tune in, and I really haven't seen anybody kind of speaking to this in the sense that I'm getting it. So I will share that for what it's worth. I don't really know if this is accurate. I don't have a really solid feeling about that. But so there's this 7-year transformational period that we are in that was 2020, basically culminating at 2027 or the end of 2026. And I've spoken about that with the 12 Diamond Dimensions videos that you can find, I think, on my Dawn Richardson YouTube channel still. And but just in short, this 7-year passage to a new society, to a new era, is a bringing in, a seeding of the 7 wonders of the soul: faith, hope, love, healing, growth, passion, beauty. But it's much more than that. Those are just my anchors for, how I am shown them. But it's much more than that. It's a a new, entirely new paradigm. But of course, in that transition, there are many challenges and many potential deviations from that. So the invitation here is, in some regard, to stay the course, to enter into the core of that, the 12 diamond dimensions, and as much as possible to live from that, and to allow the emanations that come forward from that, despite all attempts to thwart it. And what I was beginning to say is, so what I'm seeing here is actually this next 3-year window within this 7 years, and then within the larger cycles of time. And there's infinite numbers of cycles, and that's I don't really I can't really speak to that myself, but I'm seeing that there's this quick turn. Actually, what I'm seeing is a quick turn in 3 months. These 3 months, July, August, and September of 2021. And then there's the 3 years that began probably the spring equinox through 22, 23, 24. So through spring equinox of 2024. And those the 3 months, the quick turn, and then the 3 years will be, a continuation of the revelations of what's been occurring in our reality, that will be more and more evident for more and more people to see. So those of you who are listening to this, who like me at times anyway, have sort of the can see beyond the veil or the illusion, in terms of motives and other agendas that are at play, and specific wrongs, crimes against humanity, and other other manifestations of what I like to think of as the anti-light, or some would call darkness. And those of us who can see that are, well aware that this has been the case all along. But, it's beginning to come to the surface. I wanted to say, just on a personal note, in terms of my absence here, there are actually 3 reasons for that, and I can't really go into that at the moment. But what I was called to do is sort of a secondary to what my typical way of sharing and holding the light would have been, was to essentially focus whatever I could on my own healing, and not just healing. It was more of my own guarding my own treasure, I suppose you would call it, my own knowing, and doing that to the best of my ability. And then secondarily, to continue a focus on a particular aspect of my service here, which I feel has been meaningful, and purposeful, and intentional. And I think that the cracks are beginning to, due to all of those of us who have been called to do that in our own particular way. I think that those are becoming evident more and more. So this invitation, back to this invitation, is again to connect to our own knowing, and to really, really stand in the stream of our soul's truth and radiance, and to allow for the flow and the unveiling of that from within. And that can feel a little uncertain, even for those who are quite connected to it. because of the times we are passing through right now, and also because of the sorry, the increasing intensity, I would say, of both what's happening in the earthly realm, and also this quickening pace, and the partnership between the realms that is more and more evident. And as that happens, there is a corresponding level of pushback from wherever it comes from, from the energetic attempts to stem the tide of what will occur, regardless of any impact to specific individuals or groups that have always stood for and have stepped into their energetic sovereignty and their alignment with the light. So I just wanted to state that it's really important to not sacrifice your connection to that true stream, because you see where others perhaps have been derailed or otherwise their efforts have been perhaps diminished in some regard. And so I just want to encourage everyone to take a moment today, if possible, this weekend, put your hand on your heart and ask, what is the invitation that is here for me? And it will be different and unique for each one of us. I have to be honest, sometimes I don't know anymore. For myself, there have been intense periods of cloudedness. I've been able to regain the pure connection at points, and I'm working very much toward that, and anticipate a time when I will be back to share more. I have in the interim, when I am able to connect and I do have things to share, what I have found something that works for me, a way to connect that larger message to in a different way. That doesn't involve me coming on camera and uploading a video and all of the and many other kind of steps to that process, and all of the ways that may perhaps be attacked, or attempts may be made to thwart that. And so where that's happening for you, trust that there is a way. A way will be made, as as my favorite thing that I personally believe Jesus said when he was here and is saying to us now, which is that the way is always opening up, and it is only ours to see and recognize the invitation to take a single step in faith in the direction of where that invitation to life is leading us. And make no mistake, where it appears that there's much anti-life at play, and there is, in fact, an entire artificial and other constructs that are anything but life, that are being laid in place, like lattices that can obscure our clear view, but not ultimately, and that's what I'm trying to say here. So take a moment and ask, what is the invitation for me? Where can I take that step to the best of my ability? And where can I trust also that if there is a misstep of some kind, or if there is that obscuration, and or there is any sort of place or a time where the path seems blocked irrevocably, that we will have what is needed, that we will be supported. And that's another kind of thing that I'm communicating here with this image, is that there are many hands reaching right now. And for myself, when I don't feel that, I have to trust it. That's the opportunity here, is to trust it. So I think that we're entering into a time where there's going to be a lot of activity coming forward. I really anticipate that ramping up through July into August and September, so that those 3 months in particular, another kind of riding the waves sort of transitional period, again in a larger 3-year cycle. And so I have no idea where I will how I will categorize this video, what I will call it. It's probably just invitation. So yeah, I hope everyone's doing all right, and look forward to being back at some point, and take good care. And also back to sorry, let me pick up on one thread. I didn't complete the thought about if you do feel, as I have at times, that there is any sort of interference, derailment, you're being blocked, or there's within you a lack of clarity or connection. One thing that I have found, where I have been super supported, by spirit and or however it's actually happening, is by staying with the intention, the purity of the intention in your response to the invitation, and not focusing on the place where there was the block, or where it didn't connect fully as you had initially intended, but rather staying with the purity of the intention. And I have found that there's a lot of really beautiful, magical, and miraculous ways that the intention itself has been supported. And that's come through, for me, a variety of ways, I would say, through unexpected individuals, both who are aware and who are not aware, where their unique contribution has supported an intention that I was aligned with, and I'm sure many, many others were aligned with, and so things will, happen and be supported, by spirit in a way that actually the intention is honored, and the work of love is ever unfolding. So take heart there, have faith, hold fast to hope. That's what we're in a year that is the wonder, soul wonder that's being seeded is hope. We've had faith and hope, and not hope. A lot of people make videos about this, and I understand 100% where it's coming from, but don't get so attached to the meanings that we have attached to the word hope, and rather draw on the true significance of an attitude of, and the seeding of hope for humanity, which is really about the supporting of true freedom, and the upliftment of the earthly realm, and the falling away of all of the false constructs that do, quite frankly, seem rather powerful and holding sway at times, but the cracks in the faulty foundation cannot be undone, and more and more will come to light in whatever time is deemed appropriate for that. I shared my sense of that. So yeah, if you are in any way have met with any resistance, internally, externally, or energetically, and from some unseeable or at this time unknown force, that just trust that the pure intentions will be supported, are absolutely furthered and supported at this time. So I hope that you are all remaining connected to that river of life that flows within you, and to the life that we are here to be. And I'll be back later this summer. Take care.